Yes, and we are back. We are back. So we're going to go ahead. We're in our show within the show phase. So congrats to us. But want to talk about a situation involving Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is a piece of trash. Now, I say that so affectionately and eloquently because he is a trash person. Ryan Garcia has been enabled to continue to espouse racism about a situation that he created. And let's just go over the timeline. It was his decision to go ahead and take PEDs because he didn't believe in his abilities to go out and fight Devin Haney. It was also his decision to cheat on his wife and have a baby outside of their marriage. It was also his decision to lie on other companies, saying that they put the drugs that he knowingly took in his system to help him get a win that was eventually overturned and ruled a no contest. And it was all of his actions that caused him to be suspended for a year. This is your fault. But why are there no consequences for what he is doing? Because if that was anybody else on this internet and on this YouTube and in these YouTube streets who said that they were great or rap with an E by another man and that guy didn't get prosecuted. Okay, what's his name? When did it happen? Because there are plenty of sexual assault cases that were from the 80s and 90s where people are going back and they're bringing their accusers to justice. If this guy did it, you've got enough money to go ahead and bring this guy to justice. But your form of justice is sitting on the internet calling this dude racial epithets and dropping the N-bomb and being encouraged by other lost black people to make you think that you're cool enough that you can get away with saying this. Let's just stop it. There's nobody who gives anybody a pass on racism. Let's stop it. Black people have made being ignorant and letting people disrespect you in your face. They have made this acceptable. Oh, well, they get a pass. Nobody gets a pass. I don't have a pass to give you. I know my past. I know my genealogy. And because of my forefathers and because of what they stood for, I cannot sit here and let you denigrate me, denigrate my community. That is not possible. And how these people don't have this same outlook is beyond me. But we'll get into that and much more when we come back from a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. BK, have it your way, cause you rule. BK, have it your way, cause you rule. Download the app, order online, or visit the good folks at your local BK. Have it your way, cause you rule. Okay, so getting back into Oscar Garcia. His enablers. Bob Arum is saying that boxing is the most least racist sport out there. Completely false. Boxing has all been about race. Go back and look at the Murderers Rose documentary. Shout out to Champ Side, who had a brilliant documentary on that. You can go ahead and look at that and the way that the black boxer was treated in the 20th century or at the turn of. Very hard. Like I said, it's well documented. Then you have Paulie Malignaggi, a documented racist, trying to coach Ryan Garcia on his racism and how not to be so overtly racism or racist about certain opinions and certain views that you have. I mean, everybody has a certain bias that they all subscribe to, but you do not have the right to sit here and just go full flamethrower racist about a situation that you created. Him saying that he wants to join the KKK, how, Sway? How? You would be eliminated, sir. Unless last time I checked, that is an all-white organization. And that is very telling because Let me go ahead and let you in on something. Every race that comes to this country tries to assimilate attacking black people because they don't want to be looked at by the dominant society as you're with them. And I don't care how Latino you don't look or how much you don't sound like you're Spanish, they don't and they will not accept you. So you might as well get that out of your head. And that's how people make some sort of, we're making this grand gesture, we're going to go ahead and be more racist than you. And come on now, let that go. Bernard Hopkins has never once come out and disavowed anything that Ryan Garcia has said. Oscar De La Hoya has never come out and disavowed anything Ryan Garcia has said. Golden Boy as a staff and a company hasn't come out and distanced himself from his N-word rant, but they keep going back to this mental health. This guy does not have mental health. Mental health is a convenient excuse for him to get away with doing anything and everything he wants to do. Mental health is a convenient excuse for these guys to get away with anything and everything that they want to do. Mental health didn't make you cheat on your wife. Mental health didn't go ahead and help you have a baby out of your wedlock. You weren't even married a year. You're almost 30 years old. And then you had it put in the divorce decree that you agree to still pay child support. No man listening to this right now has to be told by the government how to take care of their children. That is disrespectful on all levels. But that's who he is. And to have the heartbreaking part is other black people going to bat for Ryan Garcia. After he's called them the N-word. Not in publication, not somewhere. No, he did this right then and there. And he hasn't come out and said, look, I was a little drunk, I was a little high, this and that happened, I didn't mean it, blah, blah, blah. He hasn't done any of that. And he's still got a platform. Now, these same people cannot tell you what the Minister Louis Farrakhan has said to get him deplatformed from all forms of social media. Devin Haney only hinted. Well, Devin Haney said straight out, and it was talking about Vasyl Lomachenko, a person not even from this country. I'll never lose to a white boy. That sent them into a frenzy. He didn't call him a racial epithet. He didn't degrade his community. He didn't talk bad about his people. He just said, I'll never lose to a white boy. Marcio Silly-man was out there trying to get this man to apologize. This is the same Marcio Silly-man that had came out here and said they don't care to punish Ryan Garcia. They just want to get him help. How are you going to try and get him help? There is no helping racism. It has been taught to you. It has been ingrained in you. It is part of your upbringing. It's who you are. You can't help that. Him saying very disheartening things about George Floyd and George Floyd. I don't think about white people when I get drunk. I've been drunk a lot of times. My wife is white. I don't think about Mexican people when I get drunk. And that's, like I said, I haven't been drunk since 2007. That's the last time I had a drink, 2007 or even 2005. I don't drink anything stronger than chocolate milk because I'm trying to set an example for my children. And hey, if dad did it, I can do it too. Not saying that dad didn't do it, but what I'm just sitting here saying is that, yeah, dad did it. He didn't have any problems quitting. He's doing something else. And he's done it pretty much to say, I didn't need a 12-step program. I didn't need any of that stuff. If I just had the serious willpower, if I didn't feel like doing it, I didn't do it. But this guy, it's everybody's fault but his. Then his parents are making calls behind the scenes saying that they don't like what he's doing. They don't like the people he's hanging around. But yet you still won't sit up here and discipline your son. You still won't sit up here and give him the hard reality and the harsh, hey, look, you need to sit down, son. You need to chill. That's Henry Garcia. who taught his son, Ryan, how to be racist. I don't have alligator tears for anybody in this world. I don't sit here and go on one side of the fence to the other. But all these content creators on these YouTube streets who depend on that guy's fan base, they are only there because you're pumping him up. The moment that you stop talking about this dude, they will not support you. And it's cool to see the numbers go up. But you know what else is cool? I can sleep with myself at night. You know what else is cool? I'm not trying to browbeat black people all the time about their situation. I'm not sitting here pointing my finger at Mexican people saying you need to do X, Y, and Z. I can give a damn about what white people do on a daily basis. Where the Christians at? There ain't been no Christians sit up here talking about, look, no Christian organization has come out and vehemently said we do not support anything Ryan Garcia has said. Nobody has done that. Not even the black person where everybody sits here and they will go at me for it 24/7. I'm very critical of Deion Sanders, but I leave him alone. Nothing to see there. Deion Sanders or his son or anybody. Yeah, y'all was quick to have Ryan Garcia in your house and you talking about what your God say, what your God do. This dude just called y'all the N-word. And you look like a silly son of a bitch out there letting this dude get in there and do that. And not once has Deion Sanders come out and said, hey, look, before we get going, I welcomed the guy into my house. I thought he was a good kid. Things went awry. Now he's calling us the N-word. We want to go ahead and make this clear. We do not support Ryan Garcia. Not one time has that statement been issued. How did he even know to get in contact with y'all? How did he know? So we got racist people coaching other racist people how not to be racist and how to keep your job and how... No. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable on all fronts. And so when that community comes out and they start to disavow, why is it this? Why did it take all of this? Why did it take all of this? Again, he is a trash person. And I didn't want to cover this because there are so many different boxing channels that cover this. And like I said, I only rock with the LDBC and champ side. And it's very heartbreaking to see people lower themselves for likes, views, and clicks. I don't know what to tell you. It's just a sad state of affairs. But we'll be back. We're going to do a deep dive and break these teams down by divisions. We're going to start in the NFC West when we come back. This is Big Vern at App Stupid.